bringing you conversations by Radio
Pelisa
537.
Kunju. I'm going to be telling you shortly about her, but I'm not going to give too much away. She is with us already. She's the one ozazazisa. But ndiyafuna man landazise if you are part of this conversation 063 698 7566. Oh yes man. Sis Pelisa is a wife. Sis Pelisa Kunju is a wife, a mother of 4, and a passionate woman of God in business. She is the managing director at First Class Manor Group with business interest in tourism and property investments. She believes in being part of a community. Alone you go fast, and together we go far. That's what motivates her to affiliate with business communities. That's just brief glimpse ngaye ke uSis Pelisa. She is with us already. Sis Peli. All right. Masizame. Sis Pelisa.
Hello, Buti.
How are you?
Yes, Mr. X.
Are you good? Thank you for taking time and allow us to just disrupt your day by being here on Radio 537 with Mr. X on Living Life. Thank you, and welcome to you.
Thank you for inviting me. The honor and the pleasure is all mine.
Yes,
and trust me, I'd rather be doing this today.
Oh, wow, wonderful. All right. Ngizivele ke baphulaphula nguye ke leyo ke uPelisa Kunju. Sifuna ukwazi but before sikwazi singene ngengoma Hillsong ethi So Will I, and I know it's one of your favorite songs. Tell me about this song.
Wow, this song is my jam. I know it's not pumping, but
Yeah.
It just goes there where I want it to go.
Right.
And this song just it's a constant reminder of how great and majestic God is as a creator.
Wow.
And not just a creator of people, but a creator of the universe, of the molecules, of all the planets, ones discovered and ones that are yet to be discovered.
Oh, yes.
And how we have been all created according to his imagination and imagery.
Wow.
And as human beings, we have his image, and we are given this authority, to share his love and his knowledge across generation to generation.
Wow.
So if the stars were made to worship him,
why not me?
Given the authority, why not me? And even if there's a line that says, if creation is made to reveal your nature, so will I.
So will I. Oh man,
Yes.
We can unpack this song the whole day. It's packed. It's just full of God's wisdom, man, because indeed we are created in his likeness and in his image, and everything that God created, he created it for his glory, so that he can reveal ungubani now. Beautiful choice in ungubani just phulaphula iphaya, and of course sazise man, who is uPelisa Kunju.
Okay, ndiyabulisa nonke baphulaphula emakhaya. Ndiyavuya ngoba nijoinile into this interview. Pelisa is a young lady from Mthatha, born, bred and raised there by a wonderful single parent by the name of Boni Swabubu. So I reign from a Bubu line, a Bubu family line,
Right.
and they've played a huge part of my identity in shaping me and who I am. And I grew up, I became Mrs. Kunju.
Right.
And the Kunju family welcomed me into their home and their family. And they've played a huge amount of impact on shaping the woman that I am today.
Right.
Because I was relatively young when I got married. Yes, I was 18, So they practically raised this woman.
Wow.
And in 2018, I became a part of another family, the family of believers in Jesus Christ,
Right.
a child of God, a born-again Christian, baptized Holy Spirit and water. And that family today is what my identity is rooted in who God says I am. So in all the roles that I play, as a mother, as a wife, as a friend, as a sister, as a leader, as a businesswoman, I just want to know. I just want to let everyone know that it is in the identity that God has given.
Wow, beautiful, man.
So that's who I am.
Wow. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Sis Peli. And today, Sis Pelisa, we are talking about the importance of right communication in the pursuit of living a life of purpose. That is our feature today on Thursday. In fact, every Thursday we're asking Ogogbana, we're talking about living a life of purpose. So yeah, you are here so that you can shed some light on the power of communication. And you're talking about being in the field of business, having business interest. Ungasikhombisa nje kancinci apha?
Oh, yes. So I'm in the accommodation and property space. I run a bed and breakfast and holiday home facilities and short-term rentals.
Okay.
That's why my group is faceted in the business and accommodation. So tourism is my passion. I enjoy tourism, and I want to actually venture into more more into the industry.
Wow, beautiful. Also, as I was looking at your bio, Sis Peli, if you want to call it a motto, a slogan, you talk about alone you go fast, and together we go far. Can you tell us about that?
Yes, that motto really speaks to who I am as a human being. I am one for community. I enjoy and I am passionate about being in a community. So it encourages being part of something bigger than you, a greater cause, people.
Right.
So we all know that we can easily venture into business or into organizations or in any passion for that matter alone, and you can do well. But sooner or later you will burn out and you will be lonely. But when you go with people and you take the journey with people, like-minded people, others to inspire, others to inspire you, others to be inspired by you. You share with each other. You encourage each other, and you actually help one another to reach the goal. And once the goal has been reached, you actually have people to share that. You're not just a loner on an island.
Sure. Well put, man. That's beautiful. We're going to go to a song, but before we do that, I want you usahleli nje before from the song, we're going to be talking about this power of communication, because as you are telling me who you are and this motto, this slogan of yours, zonke izinto, I gather they all need communication. They all need for one to be able to put their expressions across. You understand? That means we need to communicate if we are living within a community of people where we believe that walking alone you can walk fast, but together we can walk far. We need to communicate. Communicate. I want you to think about that when we come back. Communication. And I also want to ask you, are you living your life of purpose right now? Let's listen to Michael Bolton and Lean on Me.
From the past to the present.
Wow. Thank you so much. Sis Bells, talk to me. Somebody said the health of our own lives and the health of our family members and the people around us depends on learning the art of communication.
Yeah, that was so true. It's actually not even the health. It is a basic need to life. Communication is a basic need for us. Because God himself created this world by communicating first with his community, which is the Holy Spirit and the Son of God, and also by communicating with the earth, the universe, and saying, let there be light, let there be day.
Yes, ma'am.
Every day he spoke. He didn't just come and jump into overall and painted it and done everything that was done, but he spoke. So that is communication, basic need.
Wow. Right, ke Mpolopolo Mhlewe Radio 537 with Usis Pelisa Kunju. She is our studio guest namhlanje. We're talking about the power of right communication. Sis Peli, talk to me about the power of right communication. Kwezi zinto sonibalisele zona ngoku, talking about being in business, talking about being kuzo zonke ezinto, being a mother, being a wife, being in the community of believers. How important is a right communication xa ungumntu and uzama ukuphila the life of purpose?
Kakhulu ukwazi communicate the right way. But for me, first and foremost, it is not just to know how to communicate. It is know what to communicate.
Wow.
What is it that is in you that you need to get out to that person? And that means you need to communicate with yourself first as to, okay, this is where I want to go, and in order for me to go, I need to engage my employees, or I need to engage my daughter, my husband, or my any platform that I am in. So how do I articulate myself to this next person and for them to understand? So first you communicate with yourself, and then before you actually convey your message, you actually also have to understand, have an understanding of who is it that you are communicating with, in order for you to know how to package it according to their level of understanding and their level of knowledge and appreciation.
Wow.
So it is very important to have that. And then you adjust your tone, you adjust your packaging, you adjust your mannerism and gesture and posture, so that that person can understand and buy into what you're communicating.
Sure. Wow. What are you communicating? And also self-communication. Speaking to yourself first. And who is it that you are communicating to, in order to be able to know how you must project yourself. Wow. And also, I think, Sis Peli, thank you so much. It's very important for us to know what is communication first. What is communication, so that you know land involves what. Because as I said, a lot hangs on the right communication. When we communicate kakuhle, then we are able if you in communication, I did look the word up as well, and I found there are lots of definitions as koyo in communication. One that stood out for me is actually this one. It is an intercourse of words, letters or messages, or interchange of thoughts or opinions by conference or other means. And this one stood out for me, there is a lot because when we communicate, we're using words, and amazwi ayangena amazwi emntwini angena phakathi. The Bible is saying control, let's control, let's be mindful of what we say, because there is life in words. Yes, Sis Peli.
Well, for me, Mr. X, I also looked it up, and the one that spoke to me was communication is the impartation or exchange of information, whether by speaking, by writing, by singing, by body language, by art. So to me, it spoke because it didn't just limit communication to just a spoken language.
Yes,
it made it as vast as it could be, because nowadays you find that you will be able to communicate with someone who doesn't even understand your language, but because of how you have used your body to illustrate your message, or you've drawn a picture to illustrate your message, they get to understand what you say.
Wow.
So that definition for me really spoke. It's the impartation.
Yes, ma'am.
To exchange what it is that you want to.
If we are able to use not only words when we communicate, but we can use music, we can use sign language, we can use body. That means really, we really need to master communication. Would you agree?
Yes, obvious, of course. I strongly agree with that. We need to master communication, and we need to know what is it that I want to communicate out there to the world, to my peers. Right. And just on the part of communication, I did say that I'm a leader, and I do run my organization. At first, I had a communication breakdown, in terms of trying to illustrate what is the vision and where we're going. And I found that my staff members didn't understand me, so I had to do what I introduced communication to be at first, which is I first had to understand myself and then make them understand. So I remember some of them would be insecure, about how to communicate with clients because they think maybe they're not bilingual or they're not as articulate as I am. And I told them that, what? It doesn't matter what language you speak, or even if you break the language that you're trying to speak, if you just speak one language, which is humility and willingness to serve, that person will be able to understand you. So ngesixhosa ubuthetha ububele uba uthetha ngobubele uthetha ngokuba nomdla noba uthetha isixhosa komnye umuntu or lo muntu uthetha iAfrikaans, she or he will understand that you are speaking a universal language of humility and willingness to serve.
Sure, Sis Pels. Wow. I love the last part, the language of humility and willingness to serve. Wow. We're going to go to a song again, Sis Pels, just a month, but I do want to tell you, you can be part of the program by just going on our WhatsApp and sending us your voice notes and your messages on 063-698-7566. If you've got any questions, please don't be shy. Throw your questions. I am in conversation with Pelisa Kunju. She is a mother, she is a wife. Oh man, she is a business partner, she is a managing director at First Class Manor Group, Sizabanaike, up until around 12:15. We're talking about the power of communication, right? Communication. She has been just dropping bombs here and letting us know what is communication and what does it entail. Talking about self-communication, talking about you must know what is it that you are communicating and who you are communicating with. Suspect when we come back, we're getting to the gist. I want to find out why the power, the right communication is needed in the pursuit of living a life of purpose. And I believe you've just touched on communication breakdown and your staff members and all of those things. And I want to find out when we come back, why is it so important in your pursuit of living a life of purpose? We're going to go Westlife is out again. You raise me up. Your time is 8 minutes before the hour 12 o'clock. This is Living Life
from the past to the present,
every day, in every day of our lives. Suspect.
Indeed. The message is very clear, Mr. X. It does not need any interpretation, especially it's so, it takes me there.
Wow.
It is cause
beautiful, man, beautiful. Well, Sis Peli, we're talking the power of right communication, and we've established a lot of things. Almost you need to know what are you communicating. You need to know what is communication. You need to know who you're talking to, and of course, you need to know how to speak to yourself as well. Before the songs, I said, you're going to tell us, bring in this power of right communication into the pursuit of living a life of purpose. But before that, there is one voice note that I would love for us to listen to. Just take a listen to this.
Hi, Mr. X. Hi,
Hello.
Mrs. Kunju. Wow, what can I say? I have been fortunate enough to have experienced the transitioning of Pelisa from a very young age to what she is today, the woman she is today. And all I can say is it's been such a pleasure and such a journey, and I am very, very blessed to have her in my life and to share life with her every day. I just want to let you know that I am very proud of you. You know all of my prayers for you. You know that I love you, and you are my sunshine. I would call in, but I'll just cry. But anyway, I love you, and I'm very, very proud of you. You're doing great.
Wow, man. Do I need to ask, Sis Peli? Oh, man. Do you know who that is?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Oh, Mr. X. Yes, I know who that is, and I'm actually crying myself.
I can hear, yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't stop it. Crying.
Oh, man.
I'm sorry about
No,
that.
we understand. We understand, definitely. Thank you so much. Let me see if we can be able to get that name. It is coming from Ubabalwa. It is coming from Ubabalo, that message. Beautiful message, Babalo. Thank you so much. Wow, man. And another message here that says, it's coming from Uvuyo Makubela. Your universal communication of humility and spirit of serving. What is this we tend to forget and focus on being articulate more than anything. Thank you for the reminder, Mamu Kunju. That is coming from Uvuyo Makubela, full of love. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Oh man, Sis Peli. The power of right communication.
I don't know if you've ever experienced this on live radio, but
oh man. You know what? You're talking to someone who just cries, man. I'm a baby. I cry, especially when such life-giving words are being said. For that reason, let's quickly go to a song, Sis Peli, so that you can just gather yourself, man. Yeah.
All right, thank you. Thank
you so much. Wow. Right, guys, it is 3 minutes after the hour, 12 o'clock. This is Living Life with Mr. X on Radio 537, bringing you fresh content, bringing you great sounds, man, and of course, great conversation. And today, we are in conversation with Pelisa Kunju. What a time we're having. What a time we're having. If you are around, if you are listening, please don't be shy. Just send us those messages, your voice notes, your WhatsApps, 063-698-7566. And of course, I would love us to play, if it's possible, Marvin Sapp, as I go to Never Would Have Made It Without You.
I can also attest to what Ubabalwa is just saying. Pelisa is just a dynamite. She's a dynamite of a woman. The knowledge that lady has, I'm telling you, when you are
God. Wow, beautiful stuff. I love those two kinds of communication, the outward and inward communication. And you continue to say what you allow, you must be careful what you allow in to consume you. So the power of right communication when you speak to yourself. Wow, Sis Peli, thank you so much. I wanna know Okokbana, in the circle, like umzekelo kwabantu onabo around you, touched on this. Once you find that purpose in life, this is my God-given purpose, and there are people around you. I'm saying you touched on it because when you're speaking about the stuff emsebenzini indlela that you're communicating akona nabo, how important is that? Kule purpose akho uThixo akunikeze yona, you are able to master it ngendlela eyiyo when using communication.
Good. I'd like to start off by saying there's this idiom that says the speaker of truth has no friends. Ooh. And for me, wow. I find it one-sided because you can't be a speaker of truth that repels from people. You must be a speaker of truth that attracts people. So I say, what's the missing point there? The missing point is how you articulate yourself, your tone, your gesture, your mannerism, your demeanor. That is how actually you're supposed to be attending to, what you're supposed to be paying attention to. So your demeanor and your posture and your tone should be inviting for people to understand what you're communicating, for people to relate, and for people to respond to what you're trying to illustrate and what you're communicating to them.
So basically,
if I'm speaking to my subordinates, I should be speaking in the same tone of respect and of humility that I should be speaking with someone who is my leader, because that is who I am.
Sure.
And someone who's in pursuit of a purposeful life.
I love that. Wow. You're saying, Dobana, okay. I'm not sure if you remember this. Matthew, I think it's in Matthew, I'll tell you now, Matthew 5, verse 37, where Jesus says, your yes must be yes and your no must be no. You just simply say yes, or you simply say no. Anything other than that, it's from the evil one. I think what Jesus was actually saying, Dogbana, in order for us to master communication, it's basically, let's mean what we are saying, and let's say what we mean. So if we do that, we can master communication, just as he was, because Jesus was was a master of communication. So I love what you are just saying, Dogbana. Whenever you're speaking to people, inyaniso does not have to repel people, but it's the way that we articulate it in a corner.
Yes.
Wow.
Thank
you so much, Sis Peli. Mpulapula Mhle, Radio 537. We are going to ask Sis Peli also. In fact, ixesha but again, nogo umphathi wamuthi nogo Sis Peli, just in 5 minutes, wait to 5 minutes. City Kunje. You're going to tell us more about yourself in terms of what are you busy with right now, and of course, tell people how they can get hold of you. Yeah, man. So basically, also just give us your closing remarks on today's living a life of purpose, and of course, the power of right communication. And also, there's also a voice note in Zafunaba Sidlale. Sispel.
Hello.
All right, your closing remarks. Are you there?
Hey, Mr. F.
Mm-hmm.
Are you still there?
Yes, I can hear you. Okay, I just want you to give us your closing remarks at this time. Okay.
My closing remark
is
for all the people out there who are still in search or in pursuit of their purpose.
Mm-hmm.
I want to encourage you to go to your maker and consult with your maker. I know there are a lot of people that will say, I know my purpose, but they never align it with their creator. And I say, well, how is it so? Whereas when you go to an appliance shop, you go to buy a washing machine, you know it's a washing machine, but in order for you to know how to use it and what is it for, you need to get a instruction manual from its maker. T5, Samsung, or LG, whatever. And that maker is going to tell you that this washing machine can also do this, that, and that. And if it's broken, you do this. If it's not broken, you do that. And you know that washing machine, you cannot use it for washing dishes. So I'm saying that it's the same with individuals, with us human beings. We cannot go into a life of pursuit without consulting our maker.
Ooh.
And he is the one who is going to inspire us. He's the one who's going to strengthen us. He's the one who's going to encourage us,
Beautiful.
To reach the goal and to fulfill the purpose.
Sure.
So
this is really beautiful, man. I couldn't argue with that. We need God. He is our maker. The book of Psalm would say, Psalm 100, Masiyazi uba uYehova nguThixo usenzile asizenzanga. So we can never leave. We are creatures. We are creatures. And once we acknowledge that we are creatures, we will acknowledge ukubana there is a creator as well. Wow. There's a message here. It says, "Hello, Mr. X and Mrs. Kunju. Thank you so much for this life-giving broadcast. I love what you said, Sis Pelisa. The importance of communication starts with self-understanding yourself in order to impact others' life, which then is fulfilling purpose." Wow, beautiful. That is coming from Grace. Thank you so much, Sis Grace, for that wonderful message.
Thank you, Grace.
Oh yes. It is 17 minutes after the hour, 12 o'clock. There is another one also. It's coming from Usoso. Utigena Usoso. What an intentional woman. Thank you, Mrs. Kunju. You are full of wisdom. That is coming from Usoso, a spirit-filled and God-fearing woman. Thank you so much, Soso, for that beautiful message. Sis Peli. Yes, the messages.
Zindenza bene goosebumps zonke.
Ungalili ke. Kuba ndangakwazi uqhubekeka nale broadcast because I will cry too. My wife knows how I cry. Let's listen.
I can also attest to what Ubabalwa is just saying. Pelisa is just a dynamite. She's a dynamite of a woman. The knowledge that lady has, I'm telling you, when you are in her life, you are sorted. God works through that woman 24/7, 24 hours a day. Thank you, Pelisa. Thank you for all that you do for us. Stay as beautiful and as blessed as you are. We love you. The Kingdom Queens love you. Our children love you. You are a mother to our kids. Mr. X, communication, yes, gelosis. Sifunda kuye nathi. So thank you for this. Thank you for being you, Pels, my friend. Thank you, Mr. X, for having her. This is Uvuyo Maqhubela.